Welcome to the podcast. Now that I'm engaged, how do I get married? I'm your host, Kevin Dennis.
And I'm August Yocher, co-host and brand manager at Fantasy Sound Event Services.
In addition to leading the charge at Wedding IQ, I also run Fantasy Sound Event Services, a lighting and entertainment company based in Livermore, California, that I founded over 35 years ago.
Each week on this podcast, we'll explore a new corner of wedding planning so you can prepare for your I-dos without the stress.
From budgeting to booking vendors to the day of drama.
Let's talk smart wedding planning.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Now That I'm Engaged, How Do I Get Married? The Taylor era version, if we want to, per se. We are talking now that Taylor Swift is engaged. Swiftie's way in. So I'm going to start off. I am not a Swiftie. And as I was saying before we even started, I am team Jason Kelce in this, as you can see how I fit into this. But we got some Swiftie experts here, and we're going to be talking about the future wedding here of Taylor and Travis. So I'll let you guys, we'll go all the way through the screens and let you guys introduce yourselves. How about Ariana? We'll start with you.
Yeah, so my name's Ariana. I've been in the wedding industry for a very long time. It's basically the only industry I know, but I'm a virtual assistant for wedding professionals currently. So,
And you got to give us a little like Taylor background. Like,
Yeah, what's your Taylor experience?
I love Taylor Swift, but the first time I ever went to the concert was the Eras Tour, and I got a full surprise concert because I was night one of the entire tour when it started. So
no way.
that was really amazing. And she was like my first huge big concert that like I actually wanted to go to, and I didn't have to go to with my husband because I was just being dragged along. So I'm a huge Taylor Swift from the very beginning debut. So I love her.
Love it. All right. Ariana, you want to go next? I mean, August. We did Ariana.
All right.
Yeah, you guys know me. I'm your co-host, August, sitting here with Kevin. But today I'm kind of taking more of a guest standpoint, as Kevin will be the one kind of interviewing our fellow Swifties here. But I work with
Kevin is not qualified to be answering these questions.
I think you bring your own perspective. But I work with Fantasy Sound Event Services with Kevin here. I've been here for about, I think, like a year and a half now, but I've been in the wedding industry for about 10 years. As far as Taylor goes, I will say, and do not crucify me for this, but I don't really feel like I was big on Taylor Swift until, like, Red, honestly. I listened to a lot of country growing up, but then because I listened to so much country, I was kind of not a fan of country in the beginning. So when she transitioned to pop, I definitely was more into it. But just like Ariana, my first Taylor concert was the Eras Tour as well. And I got to go to Santa Clara night 2, which was awesome. And then also, I want to say night 4 of LA, which was also super cool. So I got to experience twice. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this today.
Perfect. I guess you're qualified. All right, Susan.
All right, I passed the test.
Okay. All right. So my name is Susan. I own Marion Floral Design and Farm in Petaluma, California. I'm a floral designer and have been a floral designer for a very long time. I qualify as a senior Swiftie. So there's a group of like older folks who love Taylor too, and I'm actually in the Facebook group Senior Swifties. My first concert was the Fearless Tour. I took my stepdaughter, and that was her very first concert. And then we also saw 1989. And I waffled back and forth about the Eras Tour, and I finally took the leap and went by myself to Indianapolis and saw her the last night she played in the U.S.
Oh, no way.
Indy Night 3, solo.
So you made it through the queue battle. You got those tickets.
Let's just say I paid way too much.
Love it.
That's okay. That's okay.
All right. So we're going to jump in, but we thought this would be a great question to start with. Where were you when you first saw the engagement news, and what was your initial reaction? So funny, because I will say there's three of us. We were all on a call together when we found out, and Ariana is the one that broke the news to us. And all I had to say is I knew it because I knew this was going to happen. But that was
She was our Paul
I've been
Revere.
I've been calling this for a long time. But Susan, we'll let you jump in and go from
Okay.
there.
I remember distinctly it was a Tuesday because I was at the Petaluma Farmers Market and my phone started blowing up. Everybody who knows me, who knows what a huge Swiftie I am, started texting me saying, "Oh my God, are you so excited?" And so I didn't read it as it came out. I had everybody telling me that it happened and it was so exciting. So it was really fun too. All the friends who really know me well were the ones who texted me.
Love it. But what was your reaction?
My reaction was I did a little squeal and happy dance.
I love it.
Yeah.
All
in
right,
public.
Ariana, you broke the news to us, but how did the news get broke to you?
My friend Marlo texted me and told me, and I was like, "Is this real?" And then I looked really quickly on Taylor's Instagram and to confirm, and then told you guys at Fantasy Sound it was like the best because
Yeah, we were all on a Zoom together, and we usually at the end of our meetings, we do meetings every other week. We do a little Taylor talk, and I contribute very little to that conversation, but we'll go from there.
No, you let us know what's going on New Heights if we haven't
Yeah,
listened
I do.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you contribute.
We are talking about both Taylor and Travis's engagement. There's two people at play here, so you bring that other
I don't know
angle.
about that. So. And what was what was your reaction, August?
I mean, I was shocked, but and I think I told Ariana this at the time, but I thought she was messing with us. Those TikTok videos where they're like, Kevin Dennis dead at 56, and you're like, what? That didn't really happen, But she was like, oh my God, she's engaged, and then it definitely took over the entire meeting that day and just the day in general. But it was so fun and very exciting, and like Kevin said, we knew it was coming, and it's been the talk at wedding conferences and just in the industry in general for so long, and everyone's been saying that
it was always
truly going to shape all the trends. So it's cool to see that it's finally here and that it's already making waves.
Also, I will say I called that she would eventually be a guest on New Heights, and Lindsay in our office said no, and I was right on that as well. So I'm like, there's no way she's going to be a guest. But little did we know they broke the internet with that too. All right. So here we go. We're going to jump in, and you guys, you all can take turns. But what's your prediction for their wedding date? Something soon? Are they going to have a long engagement? What are you guys thinking?
Well,
I don't think it'll be long.
You don't think
Go
it'll be
ahead.
long?
No. I mean, I think it'll be typical. She's a fall girly. She loves fall. So I'm thinking fall next year.
Okay.
Well, so Susan, that was my initial thought at first. Absolutely. But then I think about football season. Like, you have to think about Travis's schedule too. Like,
but Travis is getting old as F and can barely play football. So I don't know. This could be it for him.
I'm with Kevin. I think he's going to retire and they're going to get married next fall.
That would be a reasonable timeline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I think he's going to be so in demand for like ESPN, Fox, all the sports gigs, so he might take a year off and then do all that sports stuff, instead of jumping into another job. So fall could be a good choice. See, I didn't even know that she was a fall person.
Absolutely. I also thought maybe Adam Sandler will rope Travis back into another movie. Maybe he'll be popular on the Hollywood front too. Who knows?
Well, he will for sure be doing that. He had that TV show as well. So, all right, Ariana, what do you think?
I think fall sounds good. I just wonder because even if he retires, like his people are all football players, like if he'd want to kind of mess with that time. So I wonder if it'll be outside of the football season just because
That's a good point.
Just because everyone he knows, and like Jason is a commentator, and so he would be busy. So I wonder, because I would say they're going to do a weekend, so they might want to do it at a different time so that people can be there for them. because I
Okay.
think it'll be a bigger one, but that's another question later. But I do think it'll be a bigger one. So
All right. I love. So we got different points of view. So, all
Well, and
right.
I
How
think oh, well, if I could say
go?
one more thing,
Yeah, of
like we
course.
know Miss Taylor's into the numerology, so I do wonder if she already has a date in mind when it comes to, the
numbers.
numbers. I know
Mm.
she's super into that, so I'm curious to see. I mean, I feel like she has to, right? Like, I don't really feel like there's any way she's not going to pick a date that doesn't have some kind of meaning behind it.
Right.
That's true too.
Or that equals
Mhm.
13.
Yeah. Or like something with Travis's number. I know that's been a thing. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All right. So how huge is Taylor and Travis's engagement for the wedding industry? We'll start with you, Ariana.
I think it's huge. I was in the wedding industry when like Kate Middleton got married and then when Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. And I feel like for a lot of people in the US that this is like our royal couple. I don't know if that's just because I'm a Swiftie, but I feel like a lot of people are into it. So I kind of feel like it's almost like our little royal couple. So I think it's gonna have huge waves and we're gonna see the trends last for like so many years after we're able to kind of see photos. And I also think too,
If
like, yeah, if I'm hoping we get something small. But even just like the way he proposed and like the flowers, which Susan, I'm sure you can speak to the beautiful florals that were done. Like I think that is even gonna play into, the trends and stuff. Even just that engagement, the way he did it with the florals, it'll play into those kind of flowers and that kind of vibe for weddings too. So I think it's huge. Um, so
I
yeah.
would
and if
agree
I
with that
well, and
wholeheartedly.
didn't he do the engagement right after they recorded the New Heights episode, right?
Right after,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
Mhm.
So, all right, this is
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I agree. I think it's gonna be a huge impact on the wedding industry, because they are, like, the biggest thing right now. It's really they're two people who are just so genuine and kind and lovely and really good at what they do. There's very little to not like about them other than the fact that they seem so perfect, which seems to be fodder for a lot of people, but they are equivalent to, like, our royal family right now. I can't think of anything else. And then you have Jason and Kylie and, like, all of Taylor's friends. It's gonna be awesome, and, I think it'll be really interesting to see the choices she makes because we know Taylor is very deliberate about how she does things.
yep, I agree. There will be a lot of live music at her wedding. I can only imagine. So, what are you thinking there, August?
Yeah, I would agree as well. And kind of to touch on both Susan and Ariana's points, like they, between their two like demographics of fans, just reach so many people. And I also think that, I mean, obviously they have fans across all ages, but I do think like a big majority of fans for Taylor are millennials, right? Like
Mhm.
around her age. And like that is also a big age group of people that are getting married right now. So not only like, is that the age of people getting married, but they're also big fans. And I mean, she's really taken over everything. I mean, I was on the Knots Instagram earlier and their profile picture is orange sparkly. Like, I think their caption said something like in our engagement era. And I'm like, she is literally taking over the wedding industry right now. So I'm just really excited to see what she does. And yeah, like how many years it's going to leave a lasting impact.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long all this stuff and how long it's talked about, because some of these famous weddings are talked about for years and years and years after. So it'll be really
Mhm.
interesting. All right. So now, she's got, we're talking about the orange sparklies that you had. So what kind of style of wedding do you think Taylor and Travis will have?
I have 2 minds here about the
Okay.
style of wedding
Oh,
they're
I
gonna
love it.
have. Yes,
Left brain, right
because
brain.
um, I've listened this morning. I finished listening to all the interviews she's done to promo for the new album, The Life of a Showgirl, and she's been talking about the wedding, and she's basically been inviting everybody. She's saying that they're gonna have a huge wedding, um, and I think that could be an Easter egg. I think that she could be planning something really, really small and intimate and only family and close friends. And that this
Mm,
is just like, for the public appetite. Or it's going to be a big wedding with all their industry friends and tons of football players. And, they both have a great friend group. So it could be that. And I think it'll be classic, romantic, possibly with some throwback to like Renaissance. She's got a little bit of that vibe going on right now. Or this is what I'm wishing for her, because my favorite era is folklore, like a woodsy forest nymph, kind of theme.
All right, I love it. Who else? Ariana, what do you got?
I think I was going with like a Renaissance kind of situation where just because of the way she did Fate of Ophelia, because I saw the movie of her kind of explaining her way through, her thought process of how she did that. I think it could be a little Renaissance-esque for that. And I do like your idea of like her saying it's going to be big, that like she's going to do something small to I like that. Um I would like to see color, but I don't know that she's going to give us color. So it'd be nice if she gave us some color, but I think it'll be a little bit more neutral. So but yeah, I think a little Renaissance-esque for the theme and the feel.
All right, what are you thinking, August?
Yeah, honestly, I want to say something different just to provide an opposing viewpoint, but it's the same. Like when I was thinking about my answers before coming on here, I definitely was leaning more towards like a vintage and classic vibe. I think she's gonna want something timeless, and I
Mm-hmm.
think for her wedding, that's way different than all of her albums, because it seems like throughout her albums, she's kind of hit every type of theme. She's hit every color of the rainbow, right? So I think it makes sense to remain classic and timeless on one of the biggest days of her life. I'm kind of hoping that she'll stick with like a lot of florals and greenery. And yeah, maybe Susan, you can touch on this more too. And I know the engagement was very lover, right? Like Taylor or Travis did a very lover esque feel for the
Mm-hmm.
engagement. But I know obviously that was just his mind behind it, right? Like we haven't seen Miss Taylor's mastermind behind a wedding setting yet. So I think it's obviously we know going to be extremely well thought out, no stone unturned, but I definitely think vintage classic for sure.
All right, well now and then, do you think because that rumor that her Rhode Island place is under massive construction right now, have anything to do with any of this wedding?
I did not know that, but
Oh, I
it
heard
could
that.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is happening. I think that place is too exposed for her wedding. If you
Okay.
look at it, like it's just like when she was
Too
there over
many.
the summer, people were taking pictures of her through her windows. Like it's like it sits on a bluff and there's no trees or anything around it. And although the property is large, I just think it's too exposed. I see them. I mean, she did mention in one of the interviews that it was going to be destination wedding, which, for her,
Oh.
Oh,
yeah. So
Yeah,
it
but that could mean anything.
it could mean anything because she has 6 different houses locations. I think that she considers her Nashville home her home, but now Kansas City. So,
Because she's there all the time.
right.
Because
Who
the thing
knows?
she dropped in the podcast interview, that she can hear Travis doing recording the episodes, and when it was her turn to do the new news thing, she was all excited to do it. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
because it was
I do want to mention about the florals and about the engagement florals in particular. To me, it brought me to the lyric about hidden gardens in her mind, either in a secret garden type. So I think that could be a theme too, is like secret garden. And it's like,
mm-hmm.
Constructed to be this private secret garden that everybody who's attending the wedding is kind of included into. That
And
might
I
be a
do
nice
think
theme.
it is going to be an experience like that because, like, she's a showgirl for sure. I think the guest experience is going to be something like we've never seen before if we get to see it. I do feel like there'll be movement from space to space for sure. And I'm just really crossing my fingers that we do get to see that, cuz I think she's definitely going to make it something that people won't forget.
All right, we've kind of answered the next question, so I'm going to kind of tweak it a little. So, what's your wish? Do you wish they have a big, huge celebrity wedding, or would you rather it be something more intimate or with family and friends, close friends? What's your wish instead of guessing? What do you think? Because we've kind of answered this question a little bit, but what's your wish?
I
My
mean,
wish is intimate and friends
Okay.
and family. And I think keeping it quiet. Like, I think she's so good at surprises. I think they'll just come out one day and say, "Guess what? We're married."
Yeah. Well, everyone thought they were engaged for the longest time. So,
I thought they were married secretly, honestly.
yeah.
it's my thought too, Susan. I was like, there's no way. So
Yeah, I think I would like it to be intimate and small, just into the way she talks about in her new song Wish List, like everyone leaving them alone. And so I think if it can be like small and intimate, that would be really special for them. So
What about you, August?
yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I mean, as much as like I would love, love, love to see photos, I think her being so in the public eye and this being the biggest day of her life, she definitely most certainly deserves just to have that privacy and have it be exactly the way she wants without prying eyes or comments from other people. So I really wouldn't be surprised if she didn't share that part of her life because she already shares every other part of her life with us. So I think having one special thing just to herself, I would totally understand if that's the route she decided to take.
Fair enough. And I'll take the opposite. I hope they do a huge blowout wedding. Because I think that would be so much more fun to hear. And then just to hear other celebrities talk about
yeah,
their experience at the wedding. Because then I think that would just give it more life and more, everyone would be bringing, oh, you were invited to the wedding, and then it would be part of like the late night talk shows and it would just continue to live on and on and on. So, or remember when we ran into each other at Taylor and Travis's wedding? So anyway. All right. What do you think why do you think people are so invested in this relationship compared to other relationships out there?
I think Susan kind of touched on it a little bit earlier and is right. Like it's two like really big fan bases that they both have, and they're just like Susan said, like genuine, nice people, and they seem so normal, even though we know that they're not. Like, they're like us, but they're not like us. Just like celebrities are like us, but they're not like us. So I think that they're just so sweet and normal, that that's why people are so invested in those 2 being with each other, and I think it's just so fun that, like, he kind of, like, confessed his like on the podcast, and that's kind of how the whole ball got rolling, which is just kind of a fun
Well,
way.
and I didn't realize his coach and Taylor's dad are friendly with each other, and there was some connection in there as well. So,
Mhm. Yeah, I think that for those of us who have been following Taylor for basically her whole career, seeing her romantic entanglements be with problematic
Mhm.
men, sometimes, not all the time, but like who didn't really like Travis puts her on a pedestal. He's like the ideal partner for her because he respects her talent. He seems to really admire her and her work ethic, and he has the same. So I feel like they're at a very similar level in their careers. I mean, it's hard to say that anybody's at the same level as Taylor Swift at this point, but I
no, she
think
made
that
$1 billion. She just made, yeah, she
yes,
went from a
yeah,
billionaire to a
yeah.
2 billionaire. So,
But he definitely has put her up on a pedestal, and I think she's said in these interviews that she's been doing about how he surprises her with the fact that he's listened to her and The Ring, for example. She had shown him a video like a year and a half ago of this jewelry designer, and then he designed this beautiful engagement ring with that jewelry designer, and she knew exactly when she opened it up that he had listened to her, and that was
mm.
important to her, so it was important to him. And so I think everybody wants that in their lifetime partner, is somebody who is at an equal level, listens to you, honors you. Um, they just seem like a dynamic team together.
That was such a beautiful answer, Susan.
It really was.
That was really good. Yeah.
We're also
I'm
happy for our girl, right? And
I
for
was just
Yes.
gonna
him.
say, it's like that joke that I keep seeing online, like, I'm so happy for my close personal friend, Taylor Swift.
Yes. Who has no idea who I am, but
Yeah, but I'm just so happy for her. No, but I mean, yeah, that's really the answer is, like, I think, the Swifties have been invested in her life for so long. We've seen her, have, relationships that have not ended well or treated her well in the level that she deserves, and I think now it's just exciting, like, you're just genuinely happy for her, like, even if she is a stranger to us, right? Like, it's still nice to see, love is out there and it gives us hope again,
Yep.
all of that. And then yeah, just bringing in a whole new demographic of the NFL too. And I'm not a big football fan, but I'm sure for Swifties who also love Taylor and also love football, it's probably even better for them too. So
Well, their first year of dating meant over 380 something $1 million to the NFL in merch. That all the Swifties were out buying Travis. It was a lot of Travis stuff, but still, it's like $380 million just from them dating.
Crazy.
Yeah.
One thing I would also like to say about this, I read kind of an essay on this, is that Travis is showing young men how to be a good partner to
Mm.
a successful woman. And young men today don't really have that many great examples of that. And that
mhm.
is fantastic.
Well, and if you think about it, I always think about the fact that the two of them, Jason and Travis, were just punk ass kids growing up and when they interview their parents, they sound like they were more than a handful to get these boys to where they are today. And the fact that both of them are really good, men and good role models to so many people. So Susan, I think you're 100% right. I never even thought about it that way, but even this punk ass kid can grow up and you too can find your Taylor Swift someday
And,
out there.
shoot your shot. Look what he did. He made
I
it
know.
public, right? And he was
Yeah.
not afraid to do that. And he wasn't like, well, I want to hang out with you. He was like, I want to date you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when she showed up, that's all. She broke the NFL that first year they were dating. She really did. So, all right. So, how do you think this engagement affects both of their brands and fan bases?
Whew. I mean, it's kind of overwhelming right now because we got the engagement and then we got the album. So my mind is just all over the place right now, you know? Um, but I mean it only helps them, right? It only draws more attention to them and I don't know, what do you guys think?
I think moving forward, we're going to see them partner on some projects.
Oh,
Travis
collabs.
he's made no bones about the fact he wants to act and be in movies and TV. Taylor loves directing and writing her videos, and she's done an amazing job with The Fate of Ophelia. I and there's rumors that she's writing novels under a pseudonym. Who knows if it's true or not?
Too, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I think that in the future, not immediate future, but down the road, that we could see some collaborations with some cinematic or stage productions or TV shows. Who knows? Whoever thought Barack and Michelle Obama would be producing HBO, series. So I think it could lead to something like that where they join together to create some really great projects in the future.
That's a good way of looking at it. And it's amazing just to see how non-football people are because again, I was never invested in Taylor Swift, but I'm curious now because I'm a as a football fan interested in what's going on. So I think it definitely goes both ways for these guys. What do you got? Anything, Ariana?
no, I just think kind of what you guys have said, there's that crossover there of the Swifties going to football and maybe I know it was talked about a lot that a lot of dads liked that their younger daughters were watching football with them, and they kind of
Mhm.
had that, that time together because their daughters are Swifties and they wanted to see if Taylor was there and they wanted to see Travis play. And so I think, that crossover there is just a really great thing and a sweet thing to see when you talk about like, families being able to bond.
Yeah, and to be a advocate to that, I've heard a lot of dads not happy having to buy a Kansas City Chiefs fan because they're not Kansas City
True.
Chiefs.
True.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's just funny to hear. There was a dad locally that he's like, my daughter wants a Travis Kelce jersey, and he goes, and I can't. I hate the Chiefs.
Can't
He's
bring
like,
myself to do
yeah,
it.
I can't do it, but that's
Do
what she
it.
wants.
Mhm.
I'm like, well, that's a problem.
Hey,
So
it's a stepping stone, right? Like,
yeah,
get into football,
Yep.
all
But
right,
that's such a sweet thought too, bringing families together because it really is in a way. I like
yeah.
that.
It is. All right. Do you think Taylor and Travis will have a wedding party, and who will be their maid of honor best man? I think it's easier for Travis. Jason's going to be the best man.
Yeah,
There's
Jason.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
but Taylor, that's a whole nother.
Yeah, I
I
have
think
no
it's
clue
either
for
going to be
her.
Abigail or Selena.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Abigail is like her oldest friend who she's mentioned. She's even mentioned in the new album.
Yep.
And I think it'll either be Abigail or Selena. I have a theory that they're going to have two best men and maid of honors, and
Oh,
that Travis will have Jason and his best friend Ross, who's been with him, through the whole beginning. He went on, the European tour basically with Travis. And then I think that she could have Abigail and Selena.
Yeah.
I
Would
just
agree with that too.
I
Yeah.
would love to hear Jason's toast. That's just me being selfish.
Yes.
I'm sure it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. Or even their dad. If their dad speaks at the wedding, I feel like that would be a good one.
It'll
I
be
still
like,
want to hear Taylor's from Selena.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I know
Taylor
that.
made a speech at Selena's. I can't imagine how great that was.
No, yeah. I know the videos they were posting were so cute. They just, yeah, so blissful, Selena looked really happy.
Well, did you see even like not that you guys watch Monday Night Football, but this
No.
last Monday, Travis's mom was wearing Travis's jersey, but a Taylor hat. So she's already embraced Taylor. I
She's
mean,
on
they've
both teams.
yeah, but she's embraced her a long time ago. But the fact that she's out there wearing the merch, and then wasn't Travis's dad like hanging out at the Eras tour, but Travis and Jason weren't even there yet. Like I don't know. I heard he was like at some of the concerts without any of them there. So he was soaking it in with the Swifties from what I heard. So
That's awesome.
yeah. All right. Do we expect any cool guest experience details or personalization at the wedding?
Well, Easter eggs galore, I'm sure.
Yes.
I
Yep.
mean, I feel like this is her playground, right? Because, I mean, we talk to wedding clients every day, and we know right now in the industry, personalization is just already so huge. So I'm sure she's going to take it to another freaking level. I mean, I think we're talking like album Easter eggs, like I'm sure her kitties will be involved too.
Mhm.
Um I really think, like I said before, no stone unturned. I think every single part of the day is going to have some kind of meaning and some kind of detail, and I feel like she's just living for it. Like I can't see it any other way.
Agreed. With the 13 plus 87 equals 100 and keeping it 100, that's a great, they'll definitely have that. And then their initials being TNT, with
Mhm.
sparklers and like that, fireworks. And I think that each guest is going to have like a 5-star experience. They're going to walk away from that having been an amazing experience.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Only imagine.
Yeah, and I wonder
it-
too, like how big, like will it be like I would think maybe if it's going to be a big wedding, like a multi-day kind of situation where we're
Totally.
getting like
Mm-hmm.
a welcome party, an after party, and like the after party being like super fun and with great music and like more color and that kind
Ooh,
of
I
thing.
didn't even think of that. Like, think of the after party with like multiple like music acts and stuff as well.
Yeah.
That's
Do we feel like
insane.
she would perform? Like, would she perform at her own
She
wedding?
would. I would imagine she would sing to Travis. Don't you think? Like something.
Probably.
Yeah. Don't you think?
Like maybe
No,
even write
actually.
something for the day. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be something special for him.
Mhm.
Yeah.
She's probably
one of the
working on it
interviews
right
I
now.
listened one of the interviews I listened to, she was talking about Ed Sheeran, and somebody asked her if Ed would perform at her wedding, and she said, "You can't keep him off the stage." So
Oh, And
because I guess
they're
he performed at Selena's.
Okay.
did he really?
I know that. That's super cool.
I would like her to bake bread. If it's a small event, I want her to bake her bread for everyone. That's because she's
Maybe
very
that's the
she's very into
favor.
the bread. She's very into the bread. So
Yep.
Yeah, she talked about that a lot on the podcast.
And she's been gifting it. Every single DJ that she did interviews with, and I think there were like 6 or 7, everybody got a loaf of bread. And so did Seth Meyers and
And Jimmy Fallon. Yeah. And then did you see him post his like
Yes.
avocado toast recipe? I'm like, this is so cutesy. I love it.
Yep.
That's hilarious. All right, so now that we got about the wedding, I'll let you guys go crazy and talk about the new album for a second. What are your thoughts? Do you have a favorite song yet? All don't talk at once.
Yeah, well, I obviously listened to it as soon as it came out, so I had my initial thoughts. But first listening to it, honestly, I really liked it, and I know it's getting kind of, a little bit of hate online, but I think that's just with anything. And then I know Ariana did this too, but I don't know if you did, Susan, but we went to over the weekend. I know in some theaters they were playing the release party, so I went with a couple friends and that was really fun. But so far, call me basic, but my favorite is Fate of Ophelia. The behind the scenes music video is just super cool, and I really like Honey too. So
Elizabeth Taylor was my initial first, like, really loved it, but I was listening to it on the way to the gym, and that was, like, it immediately kinda, like, had a little, like, bop to it, so I really liked that one initially, but now I just have like, Fate of Ophelia because I saw the movie and I got to see, like, her just, like, seeing her thought process behind what she did in the music video and then why she went that direction, I feel like that makes songs so more interesting to me. So I was really glad I got to see the movie and see the behind the scenes of like what she was thinking when she was writing the songs. Eldest Daughter is another one that's kind of up there for me. But yeah, they're all just in wish list. It's all so good.
I agree. I listened to it when it first came out last Thursday night with my headphones on, solo, straight through. And then I went back and kind of skipped around a little bit. And now I've listened to it, I don't know how many times. I also saw the video in the movie theater, and I wake up with it in my head. Every day
Same.
it's a different
Yes.
song. Yeah. And so today it's Fate of Ophelia that I keep hearing over and over again. I will say, I'm going to admit it, my favorite is Wood.
Yeah.
It's got such a catchy Jackson 5 vibe. It's a throwback to the 70s. I love the music. I think that, I wish I had filmed myself when I was listening to it for the first time, because I was like, what? What did she just say?
Me with Father Figure, I had to pause twice. I was like listening with my friend and we were like, damn, we should have been recording ourselves, but paused twice because I was like, okay, I need a sec, girl. Like, you're throwing a lot at us right now.
I also really love A Spicy Tailor. And so Actually Romantic, I think, is a really great song because it's like the attitude that she has towards somebody who's like a hater it's powerful, right? To be able to say, oh, you love me. You're spending so much time on me. I'm so flattered. So I really do I like all the songs, but I would say Wood is number 1 right now, Fate of Ophelia, and Actually Romantic. But I love them all.
Retweet. Me too.
Retweet. Me too. All
I
right.
made a Taylor inspired, if she came to me today and said, I'm eloping and we're getting married in the Redwood Forest, This is the little bouquet I made from,
Oh.
flowers that I grew.
So
And
beautiful.
it's got a little woodland touch with ferns. And, she references daisies in some of
Mhm.
her songs. So I used some cosmos there. So this is
Oh,
my sweet
that's
little
cute.
Taylor-inspired
That would look very
bouquet.
good.
Susan, that
Yeah.
was so great of you to do that. I love that.
Wonderful.
You'll have
Yeah.
to send August a photo so she can
Yeah,
include it
please
in
send
the.
me a
Yeah.
picture.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
We could put
Yeah.
it on Instagram too. That's so sweet. I love that.
In my imagination, it's a redwood forest, just her and Travis. She's in like a very boho kind of fairy-like dress. It's a
Mhm.
mossy forest, and they're just the two of them. I guess there has to be an officiant too, but
Some witness, yeah.
yeah.
And their immediate family, because I don't think
Yes.
Jason or any of the parents would let them live it down without them being there. So. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. So, as we wrap it up, wish what you're thinking. Just what final thought as we end our wonderful episode of Taylor Talk.
I just hope we get it next year. Like I think we will, but I just hope it's soon and we don't have to wait too long
To
for us to hear
2027.
the news too, I guess, because I'm sure they'll keep it close to the chest for a little while. So
That I agree with you wholeheartedly. I also think that since they chose like an independent jewelry maker to do, and someone who is like not well known to do the ring, I hope that they choose some vendors that are meaningful and maybe small business owners rather than, the big celebrity, people who do all the celebrity weddings. I'd love to see them pick some really meaningful small businesses in the area wherever they get married, and lots of flowers.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
I had a dream. I was working at the wedding
Yeah,
after
no.
because we were talking about it so much. I dreamed and I had to yell at Travis in my dream to get this shit together at one point, and Jason was driving me nuts. And anyway, it was a crazy dream.
And he was like, oh, would we take Taylor's wedding if she asked us to plan it? I'm like, no. And he's like, why not? Like, you wouldn't want to take on the challenge. I'm like, I wouldn't even know the first thing to do, like security wise or anything. Like, oh my God, just that caliber of, no, I would not know what to do. But Kevin
I would do it.
believes he could do it. Yes.
I could do it. I believe I could do it. Anyway. All right. August, go ahead.
I guess, yeah, no, I agree with Susan. I really hope that she does do that. And I was kind of thinking about that, like I said earlier, when I was going through Selena's wedding vendors and her planner, and it makes sense from a planner standpoint, right, to pick someone more experienced just because of the size and caliber of the wedding. But I know the planner that did Selena's wedding also did, I think it was Demi Lovato and also Haley Steinfeld. So like that makes sense. But I wonder, like with like florists or photographers or stationery stuff like that, if she'll choose some small businesses. And I would hope she would. I feel like that's her style. So I'm excited to see who that ends up being, who the lucky people are.
Yep. Well, I'll let you know if I end up booking the wedding after the fact. So.
Yeah, let me know. Keep me posted.
NDA, got to keep it all on the down low. Who knows? I could already be hired now. But anyway.
What's your tell? You gotta like.
No, there'll be Easter eggs. I don't even.
eggs.
Wouldn't know the first thing about doing it, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, no, I really think you could do it, Kevin.
I really think I could.
Yeah.
I have no problem. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, thank you for our Taylor Talk. We will have to reconvene maybe after if we get, a little, after the wedding and come together and, thinking about what we thought and where it went and what actually happened.
That.
Yeah.
Like what we said versus what happened. Yes.
I think we will have to do that. So, all right, Susan, Ariana, August, thank you for being guests. August, I think this is your first time being a guest on our podcast.
On our own podcast. Yeah, I know your other one. I've
Yeah,
been on a couple times.
You've been
but-
on there a couple times, but yes,
Yeah.
you're a guest this time. It was
No, it's
weird.
kind of nice. I didn't have to be in the driver's seat today.
You didn't have to work.
So.
You didn't have to
Yeah.
worry about. Yeah, you didn't have to worry about if you're going to ask a question or not as you sit there. Anyway, all right. Thank you guys both. Thank you for listening to a very special edition of Now That I'm Engaged, How Do I Get Married? And we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Now That I'm Engaged, How Do I Get Married podcast.
Brought to you by Fantasy Sound Event Services.
I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. Please get in touch with me or August if you have any topic you would like us to cover.
Or if you're struggling with your wedding planning, please be sure to submit a question to podcast@fantasysound.com.
I encourage you to check out our other episodes on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcast. And if you're a fan, we'd love if you would subscribe to the podcast and leave a review.
It helps others find our podcast so that they can learn from our guests too. And to everybody listening,
Happy wedding planning!